It's Wednesday, the 7th of July. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony, and as you can see, my sunny disposition has returned. We'll get to those news headlines in just a second. But first, let's take a look at which celebrities will have cake-flavoured kisses today.
Happy birthday!
It's happy birthday to former heavyweight world champion Ezard Childs, to a man once described as not even the best drummer in the Beatles, Mr. Ringo Starr, to Twitcher and former goodie Bill Oddie. But far more importantly, today is the birthday of Linville Golding, one of the founder members of both the Specials and the Fun Boy 3. Who remembers the song The Lunatics Have Taken Over the Asylum? Maybe now would be a good time to re-release that. Happy birthday to them, one and all. And congratulations to Italian football captain and general warrior, Giorgio Chiellini, who led his team to the Euro 2020 finals last night as his side beat Spain on penalties. One of Chiellini's opponents once said that facing him was like trying to take a banana off a gorilla in a cage. And I think that was actually meant as a compliment. But congratulations, Giorgio Chiellini. Tell you what, let's stick with the Italian, shall we? A few months back, I reported in the Demolition magazine that the top-down way system devised by Italian demolition giant Despe had been deployed in Denmark to tackle the delicate demolition of an 88-metre tall silo that has stood sentinel over the world-famous Carlsberg factory for decades. The contract to demolish the tower was actually awarded to local company P. Olsen, which then reached out to Despe to utilise the Italian company's top-down way technology. A top-down way, just for those that don't know, it's an auto-descending system with a hydraulic drive that can be adapted to suit individual buildings. It's basically installed on top of the structure and encapsulates the top 3 stories, allowing the removal of the windows, the demolition of the floors, and the containment of the debris, very importantly. As the works proceed, the platform descends to the next level by means of control mode operations. The building is demolished story by story until it reaches ground level, basically. Well, that Carlsberg project is now pretty much over and done with, and our friends at Despe very kindly shared some video footage of the system in action. Our video editors gave it a few cuts and tweaks, and I'm ready to show it to you now. So sit back and enjoy this. Now, I was actually lucky enough to get on board the top-down way system up in Scotland a few years ago when Dundee-based SafeDem was using it to great effect in the demolition of a pair of tower blocks known as the Gallowgate Twins. I was impressed then, and I'm impressed now. Is it the best top-down demolition system in the world? Probably. Just as an aside, when the system was deployed up in Scotland, Despe actually sent over a team of their operators to actually operate the system, and they insisted on bringing with them their own Italian coffee machine and Italian coffee. So about 20 stories above the Glasgow landscape, I stood there drinking one of the best espressos I've ever drunk in my life. It really is a fantastic tool, and hats off to Despe for having developed it. And it's really pleasing to see it being deployed in other parts of the world. So congratulations to Despe and to Pete Olsen for reaching out to them in the first place.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
So, if you were here yesterday, you might recall that I was even angrier than usual. I'm a pussycat, really. The cause of my barely contained rage was yet another example of sexist abuse against a female equipment operator. Well, that battle raged for the whole of yesterday, and it looks likely to do so again. Thankfully, virtually every one of the hundreds of people that commented yesterday was of one mind. And even though one of the actual perpetrators then attempted to defend his position, my faith in the male of the species was slowly being restored. And then, as if they sensed the mood of the room, JCB uploaded a video to the LinkedIn platform that I think is worth sharing. Now, if I can press the right button, let's see if I can make that happen right now.
I manage a team of 20 people across a day and a night shift, making sure that all the materials are there when my team need them, making sure that they've got the tools, knowledge, experience and skill set and training in order to complete their job.
I think I like most about working at JCB is the fact that every day's kind of different. It's the atmosphere is good as well. You know, most people see JCB as like a dark factory that you come and work in, and it's the complete opposite.
It's completely different to anything I've ever been in before. It's a good atmosphere and there's always plenty of people to talk to.
My job's quite new. I was on assembly and I asked for something else just to learn a new skill. My job is inspection on the track. If there's anything missing on the kits, that's my job to go and get them and replace whatever's missing.
I think that everyone's very accepting. I thought it would be a bit more judgmental. However, everyone helps you and everyone makes sure that you feel welcome.
I think anybody who's a woman in this industry, they inspire me.
Yeah, they inspire me too. And I really think that video speaks for itself. But I was also taken with a comment from a Canadian rental equipment man called Rod Lentino. His comment on that JCB video read, "Imagine a world where 100% of those able to work were allowed to do so. The most qualified person occupied each role, and pay equity was globally ubiquitous. What a marvelous time of human productivity that will be to live in." Based on that comment alone, is there any chance we can just get Rod to run the world? Just a final point, because I know we have a number of female viewers to this show. Ladies, I think yesterday probably proved it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Myself and my construction collective colleagues, Peter Haddock and Nick Drew, are right there with you. You are the future. And maybe, just maybe, that's why you've got some of these so-called men quite so rattled. The future of excavators, let's discuss. Is it going to be electric? Is it going to be hydrogen? Is it biofuel? Well, while we're trying to figure all of that out, a number of companies have introduced a hybrid halfway house solution. If memory serves me correctly, Komatsu, I think, were the first, or it might have just been the first one that I saw. I've also seen a very impressive Kobelco hybrid machine in action firsthand. Impressive again. And then, of course, there are VOLVOs. Now, like everybody else, I have no idea how the cards might eventually fall and which fuel will emerge victorious. But if you're looking for a first step on that much talked about road to zero, those Volvo hybrid machines look pretty damn good. My apologies that there was no demolition project leads in yesterday's show. This was not the fault of the good folks over at the Builders Conference. Unfortunately, my feminist ranting rather got in the way, but those all-important project leads are back, and they're back with a vengeance. A former co-op superstore at Ninian Way in Tamworth is coming down to make way for a new retail park. Linden Group is apparently in contention for the new build portion of the £15 million redevelopment, but a demolition contractor has yet to be appointed. So if you're a suitably competent demolition contractor, and if you can find Tamworth on a map, then I suggest you head on over to buildersconference.co.uk, where you can find out more about this project lead and many more just like it.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right. Back to Beardy.
Now, at noon today, those fine folks over at Manitou will be hosting their latest live event that they have titled On the Way Up. The company's playing its cards pretty close to its chest, but it sounds to me like it's going to have a distinct sustainability flavour to the proceedings. Now, I don't actually know what system they're planning to use, but technology allowing, I'm going to attempt to broadcast their broadcast so that you can all see what I'm seeing. With that in mind, I'll be back here at 11:55 this morning to make ready for this latest Manitou event. I have my fingers crossed that the technology works. If you're available, if you've got nothing better to do, if you just fancy popping in for a chat, we'd love for you to join us. Failing that, I'll be back here again, same time, same place on the morrow as we move yet another day closer to the 100th show and the big switchover. Until then, have a great day. Stay safe. Look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. I'm going to play the outro, and then I'm going to see what you've all been saying over in the chat. Thanks for watching.